Hello everybody and welcome to a new luck poker video. Today I'm here for you with a 4 NL25 session. And we are gonna see how these lower stakes are on CoinPoker. You're gonna see action from a lot of stakes. I will play randomly from NL25 to NL200, so I can create content which I think is going to be interesting for most players. Doesn't matter which the stake is. And on table 4, we ISO the two guys called, and this turn hits. I think at this point, after a double check through, I might start bluffing this, and I'm gonna bet big here, and gonna bet big river as well if they don't raise here, because of course they're gonna call a lot here, but I think they might fold a lot on a blank river. So let's see. I'm gonna bet big here, you know. I don't think they're gonna call if I shove here. It's a bit of an insane bluff, but I feel like it can work, given how the action developed. None of them should have anything awesome, so I'm just gonna shove. And good luck to us. Pocket 8 is pretty much the best they can have there by the way they play it. And I think it worked quite well. Table 3, we are gonna open this. This guy is a recreational. I would say I played the so far random stakes again, as I mentioned, NL25 to NL100. And I would say 25 is really soft on this website. Looks really interesting. I'm gonna check river and judge now to call or not. It's gonna be tricky if he bets. If he bets small, I may also raise sometimes. If he bets big, we just let it be. Table 4, we start with a small bet on this flop. That's a C bet. I would say he's gonna have a decent folding range. If he raises, we fold. He mere raises. That's weird, but our hand is really unplayable, I would say. And I don't think he's doing it too randomly, so I'm just gonna fold. We go on table 1 with king 10 off. And we place a c bet here. Try call from the small blind. Shouldn't have that many aces, and I'm gonna bet again. A bit bigger now. See what he does. Goes again. Might bluff this one sometimes. Hoping he folds some mid-value hand, stuff like this. Maybe a bit to lose. But let's see. I think on the turn also he's calling with a lot of mid-value that I think he might fold on the river. If he shoves, of course, here he has the ace, or maybe better even. He calls and he had the ace. I'm not expecting to fold that off, obviously. Enough, we fold. We have to fold a king 4 suited. Okay. King deuce cannot defend that. And 5-8 suited from there also is obviously a fold. But ace-8 suited on table 3 is probably gonna be some kind of defend. Let's see. Defense. I'm gonna squeeze this time. If this guy doesn't do it before me, of course. He does not, so we go for the squeeze. Two-fold in case of 4-bet, obviously. Original razor calls, and I'm gonna c-bet about half the pot here. It's smaller. Calls and the turn is a 4. It shouldn't have a 4 almost any single time, so I'm gonna fire again. Something like this to shove river. Many times. But he shoves as well, so we just fold. Move on. 10 and off on the button could be definitely a hand we want to open, and I'm gonna do that on table 4. We ISO actually versus a limper who is probably a recreational player. Small blind as well calls, also recreational player. This table is awesome. Three pot here with random air. He leads out. Can't do much with a hand like this. We just fold. This guy is clicking a lot. Let's see if we can see on table 4 what this guy is showing when he does this kind of lines. Would be interesting to see if he blocks bet, if he has throws. He had a very strong hand, okay. So this guy me raises with decent hands at least. Table 1, King 9 suited, Queen 9 suited. We do open. Cannot call a 3-bet, of course. Already folds up to the big blind, who calls. The flop is nice. It's nice, but it's still very dynamic and very nice for the big blind. He leads out. Should do it sometimes, maybe. I'm just gonna call. I'm not gonna fast play this. Nice turn. I'm gonna call. Sometimes I may do some kind of freeze play here. I don't mind versus an unknown if I make it like this. He is probably gonna raise if he has me beat, or if he has some kind of combo draw. And if he calls, I can just check back the river, which I think is nice. He folds, which is okay as well on a board like that. Table 4, we opened with aces. We got a couple of calls from recreational players, and we c-bet on this dry board. The board was a bit more connected. I would also bet bigger, but unluckily it is not. The 5, kind of a blank card. I don't think I'm gonna get a lot of value here if I bet again. Maybe from 10s, but it's probably gonna bet them if I check. So I'm gonna check, especially with the ace of hearts. We'll say it's fine. He pots, which is nice to see. Just gonna check call and probably check call the river. Definitely check call in this river. Probably gonna shove. I mean, he's so short that I think I have to shove here anyway. Doesn't change much. You can have a 10 and just call now, so why to leave that behind? Maybe he had nothing since you're thinking about it. Calls, and he had a 10. I think we should do the shove. We don't let anything behind. Table 2, we 3-bet and we get a pretty nice board, I would say. we are gonna c-bet usually. This guy bets. I'm not gonna solo play. I'm just gonna shove probably. The board is too connected. I don't want to see any turn that freezes the action. And if he does that, he's probably have a decent hand. The recreational, if he has something, he's never gonna fold anyway. So I'm just gonna fast play this. I don't think it's worth anything else. You see, this guy calls me. He may call it a very wide range on a board like this. And I don't see any reason to solo play that. Too risky to see some freezing turn or river, so the earlier the better, I would say. But when he has sevens, maybe not that good. Ooh, but that's a nice run out. That's not as nice. That's not bad. That's not bad. Table 3, we ISO with this hand. We are gonna c-bet, I would say. I went sit out on one table by mistake. Table 2, we open, queen 8 suited. And nothing. This guy also might be a recreational player since he could call a 3-bet. No Rex does that. And this guy also is not recharging, so I think it might be a recreational player. See, the tables are very sweet at this stake. At NL50 and NL100, I've seen more regulars, but here, tables are really juicy. Table 4, we have ace-3 suited. UTG opens, he's a recreational. Ace-3 suited doesn't play that well in this situation, just gonna fold. Oh my god, it's insane, the number of recreational players at these tables. Ace-4 off, table 4. I would have opened, but I cannot do anything when somebody else does. And table 3, we have king, queen. That we are gonna 3-bet in position versus this guy. We are not gonna do anything. If you 4-bet, just gonna fold. But I like to be aggro in position at lower stakes. I think in the long run it pays off. And he folds. That's sweet. Table 1, we have a limper while I bring in on the big blind. He's a recreational probably, and we are just gonna check the flop and check pre-flop, pardon, and bet almost any flop. Trying to win this limpet pot, I think, is very important. He calls. TS is not terrible. I would keep firing here with our 5 high and a gut shot. He calls. I think I have to bluff this. No need to bet it huge. He calls. Yes, the ace probably. The 7, okay, whatever. I think we had to fight anyway for this kind of pots, especially when their out is great. Ace deuce and 10 jack off. And king 8 off. Let's see. And queens. Oh. Some hands. We're gonna 3-bet the ace deuce suited. Folding the king 8 suited, obviously. Queens, we open. We get a call. We go on table 4 with queens, and we c-bet versus a recreational player. Otherwise, something like this. On about this try. 7-8 off on table 1. Probably gonna open if the cutoff folds. But we go on table 4, where we have recreational min 3-betting us, and I'm just gonna place a 4-bet, trying to get it in, or to build a pot. Both fine options for us. Now we're gonna make it big because, you know, too much money in this flop on this pot. We shove, whatever. Ace king, ace king. Okay. Should we split? Yes. Let's go on table 1, where we keep firing here. After c-betting the flop, it's gonna have a lot of mid-value hands that are gonna fold the river. Or even turn, apparently. Table 1, king 8 suited. We may try to ISO if this guy doesn't raise. And it does not, so we do ISO. And we get the money, which is good as well. And now we have king jack suited here, and we are going to ISO again. And this guy is clearly a recreational player. I think 80% of the pool here is recreational so far today. That's awesome. Everybody calls. Let's hope to hit something, because that's... we need that if you want to win this hand. Unluckily not, and it's gonna be a give up, but on table 4 we flopped actually what is a nice trips, and I'm just gonna bet. Not even small for value versus recreationals. Build a bit the pot. One guy calls, the other guy folds. The king is okay, it's gonna be some kind of freeze card sometimes. I don't think he's gonna fold a draw if he has, so I'm gonna bet big again. I might choose to check on a non-heart river to call. Just folds here, which is fine. 3/8 off. It's gonna be a fold. Ace-9 off. I'm gonna open at this table. From there, it would be borderline, but look at this. Recreational, 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 recreational. It's very difficult to find reasons to fold here. The button calls. Let's Small blind as well. Big blind does fold, and on a board like this, I'm gonna team value bet for about half the pot, a bit more. See what they do. One guy calls, the other guy calls. I'm gonna team value bet again with a small sizing, some kind of a block bet, let's say. Many draws out here, and we have the second pair with top kicker, so I don't mind doing this. Fold into a raise now. Okay, one guy folds, which is sweet. Let's see what this guy does. He just calls. River on the 5. Check back. Trying to get to showdown. And we win. That's why we team value bet this much with these guys. Table 2, we squeeze, and we got it. Okay, and on table 4, where we 3-bet. Okay, thinking about it. Well, one guy called, and these 4-bets, we just fold. Nothing else to do there. He had tens, which is quite aggro. Pocket nines now on table 4. We do open, get a call, get a second call, get a squeeze, son of old. Not really playable, even if you've seen him 4-betting wide before. Table 3. We're probably gonna 3-bet or open. Open, apparently. Can also call a 3-bet sometimes. It's a borderline hand. If you want to fold it as small stakes is fine. This guy made it very small, so to a size like this, out in position, I mean, I would not fold ever. Flop sucks though. I would probably defend if there was a diamond here. He quickly checks, which is a bit suspicious because I would expect him to bet with a very wide range here. I'm just gonna check back. And he starts betting now. Just gonna fold. Table 4, we are playing a limpet pot and we flop a flush draw. I don't mind placing a block bet on the flop with these guys. One folds. The other folds. We take it. That's sweet. Table 2, we have 9-10 suited and we open UTG and we get the blinds. That's fine. And now we have 6-7 suited on table 2. UTG opens. This is another recreational. Oh my god. We can call, we can 3-bet. I like both lines, to be honest. This time I'm 3-betting. I would say calling is maybe the more straightforward. He calls, and with 6-7 high here and a better flush draw, we don't have many options if not to bet. We're gonna bet on a decent amount of turns. The 5 of diamonds, I would say, is one of those. We might have to spew on the river. Why not? We like to do that. He calls, and the ace on the river is gonna be a spew on our side. Good luck to us. Thinking about it, up. which is great. Just 7 high, my friend. Don't need much, but well, we get it. Sweet, I would say. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Table 2. Again, we are probably gonna 3-bet this one, and we do. And default, which is sweet. On table 3, we are probably gonna play this 9-jack suited. Can be a call, can be a 3-bet. I'm gonna mix it. This time it's gonna be a call, and that's a nice flop. If he checks, we may bet, we may check. I think it might be some kind of regular, and versus a regular, I don't hate to check this one in position. That's a very nice turn, even because he's probably not gonna expect me to have this. So we start betting, hoping for a raise, but he doesn't, unluckily. Table 4, we open this one and we are out of position on a very naughty board. I'm gonna check and call. He checks back quickly. We're now gonna bet for team value with a small size on the turn. Him raising would suck a bit, but I don't know if we can fold already. Okay. Table 1, we do open with ace queen off. We get a 3-bet from this guy who is a recreational. It's probably not 3-betting enough. And UTG, I think we can fold this. It's fine. Bit neat, if you want, but I would say the average recreational is under 3-betting, so I don't mind just folding that. Ace king off on table 1. It's gonna be a 3-bet, of course. Or a squeeze in this case. We are also ready to get it in case this guy 4-bets. Just shoves, don't love it. I think I have to call blocking aces and kings. Doesn't change much what I do here. Ace king it is, so we are probably gonna split. And it is. Like that. Okay. Queen jack. On table 2, we are gonna open. Seven deuce is a fold. Okay. Queen deuce, can't do much. 7-10 off. Neither, of course. Jack 3 off. Big blind. I'm not gonna play this, I would say, unless there is a limpet pot. Limpet pot was the 2-9 offsuit, but can't do much here. If they all check, I may try to win it on the turn. I don't know. It's gonna be a very weird hand. Let's see. I mean, check. If he checks, I don't hate trying to win this. We try. We have 9 high, nothing. They showed somewhat weakness. The 8 is maybe not the best in general, but probably can with 9 high. I mean, everything we do sucks here. put ourselves in this ugly spot, so I don't mind doing that. Blocking 9-10. And default, so yeah, even this one. You see, I mean, I would like you to be aggressive when you play these takes. Many times, as it happened here, it goes wrong. It happened, but you know, it also goes well. And you shouldn't be scared to apply some pressure here. We try to ISO with pocket fives, but we cannot succeed doing that. And this flop hits. I'm gonna bet about half pot on the flop for team value and protection. Best chance is they both fold, of course. One of them calls, 3 hits. You know, if he called on this flop in a multi-way pot, I don't know if he's ever gonna fold, and I'm not very happy with my hand, to be honest. I think I'm gonna go for a check, and if he checks back, I'm maybe happy with my hand, but let's see. Checks back, 6 doesn't change, actually a good card because less likely he has something like pocket sixes. I think on a bet small, trying to get value from what, pocket fours, but maybe mainly ace high. I hope he calls if I bet small enough. Something like this. And yeah, okay, that's fine. We go on table 3, and this guy leads out for a pot bet. I'm gonna call with a lot of implied odds here. I tried to ISO, didn't succeed. Kinda call this even if it's tempting. I don't think I have enough equity. I need about 33% equity, a bit more. I'm gonna have 9 outs plus 3. No, we're not there. We are not there. Okay. Table 1, we are going to open. Because yeah, guys, you really shouldn't be that afraid of the money you lose by spewing sometimes. They're coming back, even an image, because you're gonna be much tougher to play against, and people will call also your value bet much more when they have some history. So, not all the money wasted in a bluff are really wasted. Gonna raise sometimes here, as a bluff, of course. We had the ugliest board ever here with with aces. Gonna check fold the river. What can you do? Ace 3. This guy is thinking about it. And folds, and we're happy with the hand that he folds, you know? That's what I mean, be proactive, guys. I think being afraid to lose, and because of that not being aggressive, is maybe one of the biggest risks people have at the micro stakes. I'm probably really exaggerating sometimes, but a lot of players are not gonna go even close to what is supposed to be your aggression. Here I'm gonna call in position on table 1. And on this flop, I'm gonna call if he bets. I'm gonna check if he checks. I would say it's pretty straightforward, this pot so far. See what he does now. He bets small. I'm gonna call, and on the river, if he bets small again, we may also choose to bluff, but that's a nice river, I would say. He overbet. We cannot fold this, of course. And he has a weaker 2 pair, so that's sweet. King 3 we fold. And we have ace king on table 2. we are gonna 3-bet and try to get it in. I'm gonna play about 10 more minutes. Then we call it a session. I'm trying to keep it as usual at about 45 minutes. I think more than that may be a bit too boring. It's probably already borderline 45 minutes. Give me feedback also in the comments about this, if you think it's too much or too few. Or if you would like to see some other stuff also. Pocket deuces on table 2. And the same exact suite also table 4. Gonna play both. Gonna ISO on table 2 with the recreational player. EP. Or at least we try. Thinking about it, if you 4-bet, of course we fold. Nothing else to do. He folds, which is fine. Queen Jack offsuit on table 1. I'm gonna ISO 3-bet a recreational if he opens. If not, we're just gonna fold. And he does open, and we ISO 3-bet, as I mentioned. Fairly loose, yes, but I really like to 3-bet very loose in position the recreational players, as you may have seen. Tricky spot on table 3. I'm just gonna check call the first one. Nice turn, bet small. Team value. Let's see what he does, and then we go back to table 1. We have a couple of interesting spots, and I'm gonna bet small on table 3. Okay. Table 1, we do c-bet. After isolating our opponent, he min raises. Probably should call the first one to this size. Not in love with this, but let's see what he does later. This is not bad if he checks. If he checks, I'm gonna fight for this. Even if he bets super small, I think I'm gonna call to bluff river. But he shoves. We're done. Table 3. We are gonna call 4-bet sometimes. Why not? Okay, let's go for this. If he shoves, we fold. It's not strong enough to call. I shove in this dynamic. And he does shove, so we are done. Pocket tens on table 1. Do open. Have hands everywhere. Tens, ace queen, ace jack, sevens. We go for the ISO on table 4. We go for the 3-bet in table 2. Okay, pocket tens is not gonna be one of the most interesting ones. We open ace jack. We get a 4-bet on table 2, which is interesting. I think deep stack we should just call, but let's go here that we hit very nice. And this guy leads out. We are just gonna call. No reason to do anything else. This guy bets on table 2. I'm gonna have to call. You don't see that yet, but you will see it soon. Table 4. I'm gonna call, of course, any sizing. And I'm gonna raise here with the pocket sevens. He's a recreational. He may overplay something, so I'm just gonna shove. I don't see any reason to do anything else. Wow. Whatever was that, I have no idea. I don't know what I just seen. I have no idea of what I've just seen. What? Okay. I don't know how to comment the 10. There is nothing to say. Okay. It was Christmas. I don't know. I don't know. Tough game. Tough game. The guy was bored, probably. King 9 off. We are going for the c-bet. And I'm gonna keep firing here. Table 3. We are gonna 3-bet. Let's also get this guy's stack. Would be nice. And he shoves, and we call, of course. And he has sevens. Flop is okay. Turn is okay. The river is fine. Oh yeah. What's happening, guys? We are winning every pot now. Ace king at table 4. We do open. This is the same guy before. I didn't notice if he changed or if it's the same. We get one call with ace king, and we are gonna see this flop versus a recreational player. If he ever checks, and does check, so we just bet. Blank turn. It's considered if to bet for thin value or check back. Yeah, I bet for thin value because he may call you some draws. If he folds, you're fine as well. And I'm gonna bluff a clubs river probably. So yeah, I prefer to bet here. I think it gives us the most chances to win this spot compared to checking. And I'm gonna go sit out next big blind also because we played our 45 mins. They were quite funny, I would say. Should we bluff this? I don't think we need to bluff ace king high. He's gonna have a lot of busted draws that he's just gonna muck. So just check. Or ace jack. Why not? Why not? We open on table 4 with pocket deuces. I don't know if I want to sit out from this table. Weird stuff is happening here. Okay. We do sit out at the end. We are left at table 1 and table 2. I think table 2 actually is going to be our last table for this session, which was quite a nice session. I think we got some gift, apparently, from our opponent. But also, apart from that, I think we played well. And it would have been a good session anyway. Yeah, this guy probably was the same guy. As usual, guys, at the last table, I will start thanking you for being here, following me in this nice session. I'm really shocked how NL25 here is much, much softer than NL50. There is a nonsense gap between the two. NL50 looks decent. There are some recreationals, of course, but even a lot of regulars. The NL25 we just played was something, I don't know, something nonsense. Tables were basically full fish, and not any kind of fish, the best kind of fish. So that's nice. I don't know, it's so weird because there are chances that this NL25 may be more profitable in terms of dollars per hour than NL50. I don't know if it's a case or if it's always like this, but I need to focus more on this because it was really insane. Anyway, if you liked this session, please follow the channel. It helps a lot, and it's free, so why not? I will keep creating content at various stake, now also on NL25, but as I mentioned, you will see on this channel even higher stakes, up to NL200, maybe even more one day, who knows? But I will try to cover various stakes so you can have a great variety of fields and stuff. Table 2, let's see if it's going to continue on versus this c-bet, or if it just goes, it just goes. We are then at the last 2 hands, maybe, let me see. Yeah, we fold this, can't play with queen 9 off here. We get a raise and a call. We've seen many of those call calls in this session. Would be nice. Would be okay, not nice. Let me close the other tables, not to occupy a place for no reason in this nice field. And I hope that you have the. Can you do it? Yes. And I hope you got a nice time. If you have any tips to improve the video. This was not live. If you have any tips to improve the quality of my videos, please feel free to share in the comment section. If any hands I played looked weird to you, also feel free to share it in the comments. I will try to explain better my thinking processes. Or if I made a mistake, which I do a lot of them, I will simply tell you, yeah, this hand simply sucked. You are right. So don't feel, let's say, if you have to make a comment, just make it. That was an action board, apparently. This guy was in all tables, I think he's a regular, but he was very aggressive. And he has a set, and there are two pairs, and nothing here. Set got that. Might be the last hand of the session, this one. Let me see. No, second last. We play King 7 suited, we open. Button calls, recreational player, and we flop a 7, which is nice. I would say we can c-bet, we can check. I'm going for the c-bet this time. I'm not sure if we're gonna fold if he bets now, if he raises now. And this Queen of Spades is a very nice check call for us. We have showdown value, we have equity. And now it's gonna be tricky to get value here because I'm not sure it's gonna call a big bet. I'm gonna bet small and call a raise. Because after he checks back, I don't know how much he has a lot here. And he just calls Andy Max. And he had, let me see if I can see. No, I cannot. And we fold 3-8 off, which was the last end of the session. Again, thanks for watching. It was a pleasure to play for you, and see you next time.